Why, hello everybody, welcome, my name is Rubydung, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here in the Nether. That is because I am on my way to the warehouse base. That is because I was doing some special stuff in preparation for today's episode because, you may notice, version 1.3 has finally came out. So, I have done a few things in preparation for today's episode because a whole bunch was added. But before I get to it, I did do a small thing off camera because I was prepping for today's episode, looking through some of the patches. So, before I updated, I did one quick thing because I wanted to do this just in case, because from what I understand, this is how it's going to be working. So I did all of a certain thing here. I need to sleep. There's a bed in there. But if I were to go into here, you see there's a whole bunch of chests. Well, the reason why is because they are filled with slabs. A whole bunch of them. That's right. This place is filled with slabs. That is for a very certain reason. And that reason I'll be getting to when I get to what all changed in the most recent update. Well, there's a few changes that occurred. So, one of the big ones that I do want to show is going to require a resource that I only have a single one of. Grab this. And go over here. Grab that. And go over to a crafting table. Boop. Doot, 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 doot. That is an ender chest. And I'm going to go ahead and craft it because I want to show you guys it. So, get rid of that. And place it down. I don't need a cauldron there. I'll do something else with it, I'm sure. But this is an ender chest. So, why is that? Why do I care about the ender chest? Well, with an ender chest, I can throw something in here. Then if I make a second one, which I need another, I have ender for, but I don't have. But, I would be able to access that anywhere in my world. I only have one of those currently, so it's not particularly useful. But I now have somewhere that I can begin grabbing all of the picks I store here and shove them into this chest because that's probably where they belong, because that's probably going to be one of those resources I would want anywhere, so I don't have to run all the way back here, grab a pick, run all the way out to my mine, back and forth. So that is something that I can consider. But also, another thing to consider, this says that, no, it is not. Good thing I checked before I began mining. I need Silk Touch. Silk Touch. I dropped it. This chest only drops obsidian if not broken with Silk Touch. So if I use Silk Touch on it, I get it back. Let me show this off with a bed. So, as you can see, there's a bed in here. Pick that up. Place it down over here. Still has the bed. So, this is mobile storage, which I am excited for. So, that is something we'll be using in the future here. Probably might keep this around with me, might not. Depends on what my inventory is going to be looking like. But, that is one thing that I'm a little excited about. So, be forward to seeing this clogging at my inventory. But I hope you see it to have more inventory. So, a little nice thing there. But the next thing that was added here in this update is going to require one piece of iron all the way over to my wood chest. And I'm going to grab a few things from here to show off everything that has been added in this update. I actually put one of those. And then I need to just grab the whole stack here. So, number one, if I put an iron, a stick, and a slab, I get something called a tripwire hook. I'm going to be demonstrating that here in a little moment. Next thing, if I craft this, I now have new types of slabs and new types of stairs. So previously when I made that recipe, it would return to me the same texture that you see over here. But now, I get this texture. So, this is a new thing that we can do in the game. But, also, as you can see, axes now work on them, opposed to previously you need to use a pick. And it's a lot easier to place these upside down now. Previously, you could only place it on the bottom side of a block, but now you can place it on the side as long as you face on the upper side of the block. So, it's now a lot easier to use these things. But in exchange, they're now flammable. So, any slabs that I have are not flammable, but that do not worry, because there are parts of my base that have lava in them, like all the way up there. As you can see, that hasn't burned down yet. That is because slabs crafted before the update are non-flammable. So, when I went through that first clip I showed you where I had 1,000 slabs in a chest, I did that for two reasons. One, I wanted to get a whole bunch of easy oak wood immediately, because after this update, it would be a lot harder to get oak wood. So, craft all that up. But second, in the event I want non-flammable wood, I can use those as non-flammable woods now. So, that I feel is going to be pretty important for things that I'll be doing in the future, just so I can have a nice resource of wood built up, but also non-flammable substances, because currently that's the only way. Like, in this update, there is no such thing as non-flammable wood. So if I wanted to make a wooden build non-flammable, I now have to use those old slabs. They might add something like that in the future, but until then, this is my only option. Next up, I'm going to need to take my book here, and also grab a ink sac and a feather, I believe it is. So a feather, and I need to run all the way back here to grab an ink sac. But with that crafting recipe, we'll also get another new item. Where do I keep my ink sacs? There they are. With this, we will now get a book and quill. Open that up, and we now get a whole a giant book to actually write in. So, books can now be, you know, books. So, with that, we can now begin actually, like, storing text around in different places without being on a physical, like, sign. I can now write down this whole massive message without having to use, like, the wall of answers, for example. That's not going to be as useful, because now I can write that all down in a book. So, that is another thing that was changed there. But while I have this in the clip, let me try to find these. I want to show off another thing that was changed. So, with the golden apples, as you can see here, the texture, well, not texture, but these changed slightly. These used to glow. Well, previously they didn't glow, then they added a glow, and now they're not glowing yet. That is because in this newest update, they did a new thing for apples. So, if I go through here, and I don't know if it's ingots? No, it's not ingots. I think it's blocks then. Make a block of gold. I do not have remotely enough gold to do this, but I will try it nonetheless. Yep, that's not enough. I need quite a bit more in the event it is blocks, or else I'm going to look like a utter fool. But if I come along here and continue trying to craft this, just another 3 blocks should do it. Oh, and nope, okay, messing this up terribly. But, nope, okay, still messing this up. Holy cow, am I not able to do this today. And boom. Oh, crafted one too many. That's a good sign. But yes, we now have this golden apple. This is a lot better than this. So, this is, like, basically has, like, 50 potion effects on it. I'm not going to eat it right now because how much gold I just spent to craft this thing. But my gold farm should now be able to actually, you know, make quite a bit of these if I just spend a little bit of time AFKing it. So I might wind up doing that just so, you know, I can do it. But that is another important thing added here to begin considering for the future. So the next thing is going to be all the way up here in the iron farm because they changed villagers a little bit. They changed it in a way that is going to be interesting for me, but the way they changed it is we can now... Oh, wow, this is a terrible trade! But we now have trading with villagers. So in exchange for 5 diamonds, I can get an emerald. So you may be asking, ooh, what's an emerald? Well, emerald is basically a currency that was just added to the game. So if I go through a couple of these villagers here, I can, so I can use 1 emerald to buy glowstone here. Another one I can use to get silk touch on an axe. Can use it to buy a leather cap. It's the glowstone guy again. Can use it to get Bane of Arthropods 2 on a sword. Wow, these villagers, I can trade books. Wow, these villagers are, these trades are being mind-boggling. I'm so excited. Oh, I can use it to get a bookshelf. That's actually pretty good. Oh, another bookshelf. Bread? I would have traded bread to this guy. It's also going to begin getting louder as I go through here. Oh, they're closing doors on me. Oh, can trade gold. I have a gold farm, so that guy can actually be quite useful. Oh, are you new? Efficiency 3 on an iron axe. Have I seen you? Yeah, I've already seen you. But yeah, as I just go through here... Oh, trade paper. I have a sugarcane farm. Probably should make a new one as well. But as I go through here, you'll see a lot of these types of trades. I'm also going to be getting closer to the apex of this noise, so I'm going to try getting a little bit further away from that and try getting some of the ones on the other outskirts here. But yeah, pork chops, trading coal, like, there's so many different types of trades, and the coats they're wearing apparently are, indicative of what types of trades they have. Oh, and trade wheat. This guy actually might be able to get my first emerald with. Raw chicken. Interesting trade there, bud. But yeah, this is the trading process. So I might actually go get some wheat and trade it to this guy so I can show off some other stuff with the emerald. So give me a second as I go and do that very quickly. Alright, I went through and did some trading and I got a stack of emeralds. So I can use these in order to trade with those guys. They don't have very much use. The only other use I was able to really see about them is that you can do this and make that. So this is a thing. So if I ever want to build with these, I can. But other than that, it doesn't really have any other use. I also can turn them back if I wanted. So that's a thing. But that's not the only other things that were added. Another thing that was changed, I do want to show it to you because I saw this and I thought it was humorous, was my legendary lock chest I got several episodes ago. They changed the texture for. I don't think it was changed for the better. Oh, man. So I think what happened there is that they removed the texture for them. So that way they could fit the texture for the emerald block. So the texture that they once had is now gone. So that's what they look like now. So kind of fun. But other things that I can also show off real quick here is that if I want to grab some logs, I just did this earlier. There we go. You can now place sideways logs. So that is now a thing that we can begin building with if we want to, you know, build. Apparently you can't have it be above you. Can you be, yeah, it can be below you. I'm curious how this mechanic works. But yeah, I can now build a, like, sideways tree if I wanted. So that's a thing. But there is just another thing that I do want to show you guys, but it requires doing a little bit of teleportation here. So I need to go over to the ice field real quick. So the next part will need me to show you what they did with ice. So you can already probably figure this out based on me being here, but if I go over here, we can pick up ice again. But in exchange for us being able to get ice again, there is some sad news. A little bit of mourning that we have to do. Ice is no longer can be turned into water in the nether. They fixed it. I knew it was a matter of time until they did it. I said it was going to be, but I don't know why, but I was being a little hopeful that they would probably leave it in the game because I thought that was really cool because the resources that it required in order to do something like that were quite intensive, but apparently it wasn't meant to be. There is another thing that I want to be showing you over at the actual second base. I don't even know what to call this base anymore. I'm so rarely over at this base, but either way, I still need to show you something over here because it's the only enchanting table I have in the world, so I do have to go to this base anytime I try to enchant. I always forget the ice fields there. I probably should have mined the ice there. That would have been a little bit quicker. But if I go around here and all the way up to the top, then I can show you another thing that they changed very, well, not very recently, in the most recent update, which is very recently. I go over here to the actual enchanting table. I forgot I did this. But, last time I kind of fell down here and was enchanting my pick and didn't want to use any durability on it because I was being greedy. But, this time, if I go over here and throw my shovel in, look at the levels here very closely, particularly the highest level here. Take that and put that again, and again, and again, and again. The highest level has been swapped from 50 to 30, and with a maxed out enchanting table, you will always get a level 30 enchantment. So, two amazing things there. Number one, you do not have to grind for XP nearly as long. I was getting so tired of my multi-hour grinding sessions of me just trying to get a level 50 enchant. But now, that is something you can do with just a level 30. So, just a level 30, and number two, you don't have to sit here and spend an hour alone just scrolling, trying to get the level 50. You just throw it in, get the enchantment, and go. So, looking very excited for that one. I need to remember to repair that, but not today. So, the next thing I'm also wanting to show is going to have to be over at the... My bed teleport's not working. I guess I'll just have to do a normal cut. That felt dirty. But, there's just a couple more things that I want to show off. First things first, will be all the way up here on the first floor. I just want to show off something with a little visual. Nether portals were changed a little bit during this update. The nether portal will now spawn stuff. In particular, it now spawns zombie pigmen. So, as I just stand here, eventually, it will take a while, a zombie pigman will just spawn from a nether portal and walk out of it. So, that is now a thing that you can do, meaning if I wanted to, I actually could build a gold farm here in the overworld, which might be on my list, but pretty low on it. Another thing that I did want to show is going to be with dispensers. Don't have one. But, if I just go over to my cobble, grab some of that, okay. Grab a single piece of redstone, and I just need a bow. But, with the dispenser, I could have sworn I made a dispenser before on, like, this world, but apparently I haven't. I don't know how, but, I guess I've used it somewhere. No, I haven't used it anywhere, right? But if I just make a quick dispenser here, they did a few things with it. So, I'm actually going to move this to a more optimal spot. I want to grab myself some of this. Then I also want to grab this. But, with the dispenser, they did a few, I forgot, a very important aspect of what I'm trying to do here. I also can share this off while I'm grabbing it. So, the lever, they did change the lever a little bit. The most important one being, if I go over to my doorway here, boop, a lever can now be placed upside down. So, that's a pretty cool thing to keep in mind. But if I go all the way down here to my designated testing area, as I'm going to be calling it, I can place down my dispenser, place down a rail, and then place in a minecart. A dispenser now dispenses minecarts. So that's a little thing that it now does. But another thing that it now does is if I put a bucket of water in there, it now dispenses water. And it picks it up too. So I can now actually create a farm that will put down water, particularly my wheat farm. So I can go over to my wheat farm, put this dispenser in, and it will dispense the water for me, so I don't have to carry around a water bucket for it. So that is a thing I'm probably going to be putting in here, like, momentarily, basically. But yeah, another quick thing that they also changed, if I go over to my wood chest here very quickly, signs now stack. So I now just cleared up a little bit more space here in my wood chest. Just a little quick thing, an interesting thing there. They also increased the amount of signs you get from crafting, so another quick thing as well there. Another thing that they also changed, I need to grab some string. So, string can now be placed. So, it's very hard to see, but there is some string there. The reason why they did this was for the tripwire hook, the new block. If I put down a string here, I have now just set up a tripwire. And when I walk over it, it will set off a redstone signal. Do I have pistons? Pistons are always a lot easier to see. That is not where that goes. So, when I walk over it, it will emit a redstone signal. So, this is a less compact way of doing a pressure plate. I don't think it's the best, but now you can play string, and I can see someone doing stuff with that. But yeah, that is another cool thing that they recently added. So, time to throw these tripwires into the redstone chest and not access them again until something obscure is also added, I'm sure. But another thing that they also changed here is that they also changed not only the texture for the item cocoa beans, but they also did another really cool thing that we'll have to be working on here, I'm sure, is a single jungle wood. That's a problem. But if I... Oh, nope, that's not what I'm wanting. I want... There we go. Boom! We can now plant cocoa beans. But that's not it. That's not all that I can do. I grab a single piece of bone meal. Kabam! I can now grow it and punch it. I got 3 cocoa beans off that. And I can plant multiple per log. So, with this, we can now make a cocoa bean farm. Cocoa beans are used to, like, for, like, dyeing things brown or making cookies. So, I can set that up to do that, I guess. So, that's another interesting thing. There's only really a handful of other changes. Let's see. Another quick thing that I can show off here is that... Do I have paper on standby? I don't. Let me go get some sugarcane here very quickly. Yes. Grab 3 of that. Actually, no, just grab the whole thing. Over here. 1, 2, 3. Make 3 paper. try making that. This does not make a book anymore. Instead, I have to run all the way over here and grab, where is it? Literally last chest I checked. A piece of leather. Boom, 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 boom. That is now the new crafting recipe for books. I now have to use leather to get them. So, I now need to set up a new cow farm if I would want to get more leather or more books. And I need books in order for bookshelves because I use bookshelves a lot in my base. Only a handful more things that were changed. Next up is going to be, gravel. Gravel now has a new texture. So this is a new gravel texture. It's interesting, I'll give it that. It's better than the old one, probably. The old one I can't imagine ever using, and this is different. I'll give it that. But yeah, that's what the new gravel texture is. And there's only really one other change, in which case I believe it is mainly multiplayer, but you can see it here in single player. If I were to stand here for a while, you would see the mobs are falling out of the drowner here, and they're falling down here. But if I watch this creeper here for a little bit, you're actually going to see that's not true. Because he bounces away. Single player now is interesting. It now has the same multiplayer bugs. The bugs that were in multiplayer, if you've ever played it, where things just kind of bounce around, everything's jittery, mobs don't work correctly. That's now all in single player, which I can only imagine will get fixed. I cannot imagine that staying. But, yeah, that is, to my knowledge, everything that really changed in this most recent update. So, I think with that, that's probably going to wind up being it for today's episode, because I rattled on forever about all these new changes, but I'm just so excited about them. So, with these new things, I probably am going to do a couple of different things around the world here. If you guys want to see me do anything with the new changes, then be sure to tell me, because I want to hear what you guys think of all of it. But that's probably going to be it for today's episode, so I'm going to be seeing you guys here in the next one. So long, and see ya. Bye!